Hey guys,
Hello.
how's everyone
Hey,
doing?
Margie.
Hello, Margie, right on time.
No, it's always in there
I
early.
know. She's so good to us. How you doing, Margie? How are things over there? How's your guys' weather? Ours is like it doesn't know if it wants to be high summer or if it's ready for fall here. I feel like we're getting ready to either kick into winter, maybe might not even have a fall. I don't know.
No, no, it sounds like, or sounds, it seems like fall outside.
It does feel like fall. I know we're supposed to get like up into the 80s this weekend though. When we come
Mm-hmm.
back, it's supposed to be in the 80s.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll give a couple minutes for everybody to get in, but it has just been a crazy, crazy week. It's rained a lot this week, so we haven't really been able to get out and work anymore on the duck pen slash garden, even though like we're rearing to get that done. And actually, like we really do need to get it done. So just trying to pace ourselves. We're actually getting ready to go to the Homesteaders of America conference. We're going to be leaving tomorrow to get there so that we can be there Friday and Saturday. So we were just talking, like it felt like just yesterday we signed up for this. I can't believe like it's already
Time's flown
here,
by.
and it's really snuck up on us this week. Like today, I think all of a sudden it hit us like all the things we had to get done and get prepared like before we go. So
Yep.
hello, Crazy Life Homestead. How are you guys doing? You like the new goats, Margie? I'm pretty fond of them too. I'm fond of all
Tell them what they
goats.
did.
Oh, so you guys know, like when you get new animals, and especially I like to keep them separate from my main herd at least for like a couple weeks at the very least, even if like they're super healthy. But they got here yesterday, so I had two new goats shipped in from Missouri. It was my first time using a transporter. He got a super nice guy, loved to talk. He was a talker. But I noticed Mo jumped out of the stall yesterday and was in the field. So I figured you're going to be a jumper. We're going to have an issue. And then today I was working at the kitchen table and looked out, and Mo was out again. I went to go get Mo and was like, "Oh, there's Haley out in the middle." They both jumped out into the field. They're just like, "No, we're not going to quarantine. We're not going to follow
Yeah.
your rules. We're going to jump out and join the herd," which was totally fine because the herd actually loves them. They're like the most easygoing goats ever. It's amazing. I've never had as smooth of a transition as I've had with these two.
Yep. Oh, look, it's coming of the night.
What?
Look, it's Mark the postal digger
I
and his bulging
know.
biceps. They're probably bulging from inflammation. It took a couple days for them to recover, but yeah, I definitely got some working with those things.
Yeah.
Still more to go though. And if you did you share that we're possibly expanding it? Did you share
I
that?
shared at the very end, like you
Yeah.
sat down with me and
So
like,
maybe
hey,
more postal diggers. We shall see.
or we could use the auger bit that goes on the back of the tractor. We could always use that.
Yeah, we're
But
in a
it
good
doesn't
spot
dig
now.
straight holes. We're not good
Well, we
with
got it
it.
probably fixed, but we were
You
in
think
the hard
so?
clay. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've gotten rain. When we were using it
Mhm.
last time, the soil was so compacted, like the auger's just like sitting there spinning.
Yep.
It wouldn't even go down. It was crazy. It says doing okay for now, still packing this old house. That is, are you finding treasures or are you cringing like how much you hoard? I cringe when I go through stuff like in my house. I told Mark when we come back from HOA, I'm
Yeah.
purging. Like I'm done with all these clothes, I'm done with all these shoes. Like I just can't do it. So we'll be purging a lot.
Hello, old
Hello,
Reading
old
farm.
Reading. Crazy Life Homestead Mo. Yeah. Well, I decided to call her Mo because she's from Missouri. So I think her paper name is either going to be Mo Then a Pretty Face or Little Mo Sugar. So we'll see.
Oh, we got
We'll
Darren here
see.
tonight, and
Hello, Darren.
Ashley's been bombarding me with pictures of the baby
The
calves.
baby coos.
She is all about those.
I
So
am just
congrats,
smitten.
Darren.
I'm smitten. Yeah.
He's
That's
a
super
cute little
fun.
guy. Yeah.
And his name is Sirloin.
Mm-hmm.
So I know when
I
I
like that
heard
name.
that's what you were calling it, I'm like, it must have been a boy.
Mm-hmm.
Call it sirloin because we know it's not going to stick around. It's going to be in
Sounds
the
like
freezer.
destiny.
Well, I mean, you can't keep all the boys, and sometimes there's not a market. So
Good thing they don't stay as calves though, because that was pretty cute though.
you just can't look at those pictures like before freezer day comes.
Got Bruce here tonight. Hello,
Bruce. How are you?
You said you and me both, buddy.
Yeah.
I hate digging post holes. I'm too old for that crap. Yep. And each year it gets harder.
It
that's
does.
For sure.
I felt bad because usually I'll help him, but like I had the Rona at the beginning of that, and then I was just like, I'll just work on other projects. So I'm almost there, but now we're both sporting like a fall cold that our daughter brought home from school. It's been fantastic.
Darren says, loving my dirt hoodie,
Do you like it?
personally designed by Ashley.
Yes. Do you like the hoodie though? Because I haven't bought a hoodie yet, but I think like the shirt fabrics for Spread Shop are really soft. Like I feel like they feel good. So I'm just curious before I go and buy 2 or 3 of my own merchandise. I want to make sure that it feels good. I tried to get Mark. Well, we didn't check the mail today. We'll have to check the mail.
Yeah.
I was hoping to get him a shirt when we go to HOA so that we can wear Mulberry Branch Farm shirts. But represent MBF. So stupid. But yeah, we're super excited about that, and it's funny because like Joe is going to be staying here, so Joe's staying home with my mom. My mom's gonna be watching the animals, and yesterday I took Joe out and I was like, "You have to do all the feeding because I don't want my mom doing that unless like you need help." Because she'll take care of the farm later on in the fall when we go down to Gatlinburg.
Yep,
but
for sure.
So she was out with me yesterday. And we did just like a couple of things, and halfway, like maybe a third of the way through the chore, she sat down. She's like, "I just gotta sit down.
Yeah.
I
Thank
cannot
goodness
do
I had
this."
a gun club meeting, so I just disappeared.
Yeah, he came
That's
out, and I'm like,
trauma.
"That girl's giving me so much lip right now. It's ridiculous." But she did apologize later. She's like, "I'm sorry. I just had a really bad day at school, and you know,
I'll tone down like
it." Yeah, because I took her to the gas station.
And I brought her a candy bar.
You brought her chocolate. Mark already knows the way to a woman's heart. Chocolate are their favorite food. So, Posthole Digger PTO driven. Yes. Yes.
Saves your back.
We just need to really learn how to line ours up so we're not correcting the hole too
tricks,
much.
you know, Darren, to keep them, which I'm picky anyways, but really straight. Ours always seem to get cockeyed, and I think it's partly because of our soil.
Yeah.
There's like hard spots in it. Sometimes you go through and it's
rocks.
like sand, and then suddenly you'll hit clay or a rock, and they'll kick sideways, which is annoying.
It's just one of those things where it feels like we're still doing a lot of like hand digging for our post hole.
So widening the hole to get it straight and stuff like that.
So we just do it with the hand driven post hole diggers, which kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I have old clothes that were bagged and kitchen gadgets that I have hidden from. Never thought I'd be leaving. Oh, isn't that? Well, I hope it's for the best though. You know, like I found that like sometimes when you move from places or you pack things up, it's kind of a nice way to like reminisce and honor memories and get ready to make new memories.
Yep. Steve said, looking forward to see how the new garden location all turns out. Much better spot for it.
I love the raised garden beds that you guys made. I watched that video today and was just like, they're perfect.
Yeah.
They're so, and I love that they were all reclaimed from the things that you guys already had on your property. I thought that was just like so stinking cool.
Yeah, we're definitely fans of the raised garden beds. After having them a couple of years now, just so much easier to maintain. And we found a lot of the vegetables actually come back on their own when they reseed. So
yeah, we have lots of volunteers, which you guys know, like my jalapenos were all eaten down to like the bare minimum, which you guys will see in the video coming up next week. They rebounded, and y'all, I got to pickle peppers. I don't know what happened. What was that, Monday?
Yeah.
Or was that yesterday? It was Monday. I just got like a wild hair. We picked giant puffball mushrooms. Decided to pickle peppers. So I actually got like a couple jars full of jalapeno peppers to pickle. So I was super excited that they bounced back a little bit, and that even though we felt like a hornworm took care of all of it, they rebounded.
Pickle some, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we did try the puffball yesterday.
It was great.
It was good. We fried it up with some breading, and turned out pretty good.
It was like fish.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't taste like fish. It tasted like a mushroom, but
honestly,
it's just like
didn't
the
have
consistency.
Much flavor. It was pretty light.
Well, it had like that earthy tone though, you know.
Yeah, I think so.
But it was like light and flaky, like a fish would be.
Mm-hmm. It was good though, especially if you had like good seasoning breading. We just used Ritz crackers and some pepper and salt and flour.
Yeah.
But enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Daughter
I think we should
put
Cajun seasoning on it next time just to kind of spice it. Did you use hot sauce on yours?
I did.
I used ranch. So he went to spice it up that way, and I went with something a little bit more zingy.
Yep. Crazy like I said, we still have not found anything yet. All still too expensive. Definitely true with the market right now. I'm trying to get on the loan, but student loans.
That's so terrible.
Yeah.
I know I was reading on one of the Facebook forums now where someone's like, how do you guys just go buy land and make a homestead? Because I guess he was looking like in the North Carolina area, and he was saying like it was outrageous. And I mean, everywhere right now is just inflated. It's kind of ridiculous, like the inflation that we're experiencing.
Yeah. Darren said the hoodie feels good. Thought the sizing was off, but I think it's me being in lockdown. I stretch it a bit. It's lighter the weight than I'm used to, though.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
worried about
Then-
that. I didn't know if they'd be like the nice fuzzy hoodies. Because like if it gets colder, I want to actually be able to wear it and not have to wear too many layers underneath of it. Because I don't want to be like, was that Ralphie? What's the little brother in the Christmas Story who walks around
Oh,
like
yeah.
his
Ralphie's
little brother that's
the
like
main
all
character.
wrapped up like in all
I can't
those
remember his
layers.
name.
I can't remember his name either.
Yeah. I know who
That
you're
little
talking about.
guy.
He
I
can't
don't
put
want to
his
be
arms
like
down.
that. I hate feeling
He
constricted.
falls over and can't get up.
Yeah,
Because he's all
that would be
bundled
me.
up.
I feel like that already in like just coveralls out in the
Oh,
wintertime.
no. Darren said, I bent my postal digger, got stuck in the ground with a root, so I moved the tractor back and forth, and oops.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's our trick to get it loose if it
Yeah.
does get wedged.
Yeah, but if you've got some big time rubbery roots, that's.
Mhm.
I'm sorry to hear that. That
Ah.
sucks. That
That's-
sucks so bad.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. Or last time, I wish I think I may have been in that video and I cut it out, but he got stuck and he was doing the back and forth. We actually got like a spud bar that we used to break rocks when we're
Put it
post
under
hole
one of the
digging, and we
fins,
hit
yeah.
a rock and put it under one of the fins and just put like a 4x4 real close and just levered it, like just stood
Yeah.
on that sucker and bounced to help push it up out of the ground. It
Mhm.
seemed to work well. But I'm probably a good stone heavier than Brigitte, so it was easy for me to help pry it up.
Crazy Life said, we've been renting all these years. Now it's time to own. They can only kick me out if the payment has not been made.
There you
Yep,
go.
there you go.
Yep.
It always
There
feels
you
good
go.
to make payments towards something that's
I really hope
building
you find something soon, though.
equity, too.
I know how stressful that must be to like kind of have to pack everything up and know that there's nothing like solid set in front of you. So I'm really sorry to hear
I
that.
said may have to leave thunderstorms in the area.
Oh, well, be safe
Yeah.
if you do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
For sure. Bruce said, I got to edit, but I'll leave you running next to me. Wave if you need me.
I will wave, and I will make sound effects when I wave too, Bruce, just so you don't miss us.
Yep.
So we've actually got our itinerary in front
Hello,
of us.
Haas.
Hello, Haas. How are you? Here but driving. Haas, I sent my Harvest Moon giveaway link to you in your email, but I have been like so terrible at sharing things to Facebook and tagging you. So I hope you got that. But we're going to be doing our drawing on Sunday. So yay! I'm excited about that. We'll be coming home from HOA and hopefully we may have to do our drawing from the road. I don't know.
Yeah, depending on when we get out of there. We don't have like a definite timetable, so we're just
no,
trying to
and we
play
don't
out.
have any. We don't have a hotel room for Saturday night, like anywhere. So I think we're gonna start driving like Saturday night and try to get like 3 or 4 hours maybe in, or however until
Mhm.
he feels like he doesn't want to drive anymore, and we'll find a hotel and stay the night and drive
Depends
the rest
on
of
how
the way.
much coffee I get.
I'll give you lots of
I
coffee.
go long haul.
Really? All the way through?
Got it.
I was going to say, I don't think I would do that.
Like I
I'm
said, it
terrible.
all
I have to
depends
go to
on how
bed.
much coffee.
I have to go to bed early. I cannot drive like that. But
He said he got it though.
oh, good, Haas. I'm glad to
Karen
hear
said
that.
the postal digger still drills holes, just lets the ground know it needs business now. There you
Especially
go.
if it's like
Let it
walked out
eat,
in the
Darren,
middle,
let it
it's
eat.
like Tasmanian
Yep.
devil spinning.
I hate is like you try to be timid with it and just like let it go a little bit, but then all of a sudden like you're like, okay, I'm tired of doing this, and you let it go a little bit more,
And then the whole front of the
thing,
tractor
it
raises
just
up.
starts
Yep.
eating away. I'm like, can't win. It's hard to find that. medium.
There is a happy medium because a lot of times when he starts the post holes, I'm like, God darn it, just hit that thing.
Yeah.
But then when he does, I'm like, whoa, stop. You're
That's
going
one
to
thing
tear
I
it
like
apart.
watch videos, and it seems like everybody has their own method. Some like go slower, go faster. It's just like, guess
Yeah.
it depends on your area and whatever feels good to you.
Yeah. Well, maybe next year, Old Running Farm. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I've
Mhm.
actually written out my itinerary for like the specific conferences, or we're not doing any workshops just because I kind of wanted to go there and experience. I didn't want to feel like I needed to be tied down to like go do something. I just wanted to experience everything. And then if we decide this is like an every year thing or an every other year thing, then maybe I'll invest in some of the workshops.
Mhm.
But they have like actually a lot of things lined up, all very helpful topics. And we just picked out in each time slot things that.
We picked this
Oh
up
my
over the
gosh,
weekend,
Mark.
too. This is cool.
We went to a festival called Canal Days, and we spotted it's a decorative chili pepper plant.
I knocked over a drink.
What did you knock
I
over?
thought I knocked over a cup or
Oh.
something.
So, isn't it cute?
It's got like all kinds of different color ones.
Yeah, but like the leaves are purple, the flowers are purple. I need to look at it because the guy's like, I don't think these are edible. I'm like, if there's a pepper on that plant, it is probably edible. It might not taste very good, but it's probably edible. So I really need to look and see like if there's
So we
anything
first
we
saw
can do
them
with
at
it.
Chili's, like the restaurant. They have them out front as like a decorative plant because it's Chili's.
Yeah,
But
that's their logo. Is a
we
big
saw them at
pepper.
the little
Yeah.
local festival thing and picked one up.
Yeah.
So,
It's so cute. And like the
That's cool.
peppers are all different colors. So there's like yellow, green, red, and purple peppers all on the same plant. It is
Mhm.
pretty freaking spectacular. But we've got our itinerary written out for Homesteaders of America. And if anybody's like thinking about going, like literally in every time slot they have something for everybody. If you have kids, they have like a Homesteaders station going, which I would have known that. I actually might have brung our daughter with us, but she's kind of at that age where she doesn't know if we're cool or
and
she
she's got
hates
school
us.
still too.
Yeah, and she has school. School
Hold
is
on.
important. What?
Farmer Steve said, looks like a Thai chili plant. Will be a bit of kick to them. Oh, there we go. That'd be
Ooh,
cool.
I would like that. Or
And
jigsaw pepper. They all sound so cool.
Jigsaw pepper sounds pretty cool. Makes me think of Saw like the movie. Wasn't his
Want
name
to play a
Jigsaw?
game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The plants ride the little bicycle around. That'd be a cool
You
intro
would
for
you
Halloween.
would say you would have that. Oh yeah, guys. Should we do another Halloween video? A lot of you guys probably haven't even seen the Halloween video from like last year where we did like a
That was
costume
not my
party.
finest moment.
It was your finest
No.
moment. I thought he was spectacularly corny.
Mhm.
It was fantastic. But we did a costume party with all of our coats. It was a little bit of a hot mess to get it done, but like I thought it turned out cute. I might share that in a community post, but yeah. It was fun.
Darren. Yep, for Joey says, speed slow down, push on your balls, keep going, pull out. It's all like I've never put in fence post before.
I'm
He
a
put a double
little
face on there, remember?
well, I was gonna say like I was gonna put it in there, that's what she said, but
Yeah.
oh, Chia had babies.
What?
Your sister's goat had babies.
Oh, sweet.
Triplets?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So we've been on edge waiting for that doe to have her kids, and
Yeah.
apparently she had triplets. Did she
I
look that big?
I told her, I'm like, watch. I said she's deep body. She could surprise you.
That's exciting.
Yay, Chia! Ashley Willow William, if you're in here, yay, Chia! I'm super excited. She said one of them is the smallest goat she's ever seen. It looks like a kitten,
Aw.
which means it's tiny. Which Nigerian dwarf goats are tiny to begin with when they're babies.
That's one thing we noticed too was some of the triplets. Nigerians seem like their kid sizes vary.
They
when have
do.
multiples.
We have one
Even
that she
some that are
has quads,
twins.
and she's given us quads 2 years in a row, and she's always given us one
Hello,
stillborn
Highland
in there.
Homesteading.
And the stillborns are always the biggest. Then you
Mhm.
have 2 normal sized kids, and then she's always given one teeny tiny kid that needs help.
Yeah,
So
a little underdeveloped.
yeah, but they always make it because they end up always being the sweetest ones because I always end up having to go in and help supplement with a bottle.
For Steve.
Hi,
Mark
Highland
Taste.
Homesteading.
Mark
What?
taste test. He said,
You want to do it?
I don't know.
Will you
I want
die?
to make sure.
I don't want you to have
Yeah,
like
I don't want to get sick. Before
I don't want him to have a
HOA.
poop party like on the
That sounds
way.
great.
Well,
We're-
it could upset your
That's
stomach.
not on the agenda for
I
Homesteaders
will, and it's like
Association.
I don't want him to have to stop every hour while we're
Yeah.
driving to a farm.
If they are
because
edible, I'll try them, but I want to make
we
sure.
need to know what they are.
It's like the puffballs. Like everybody we talked to said they were poisonous.
Do you
and
guys? Okay, we were talking and we said like our moms always told us those were super poisonous. But I think it was just because like my mom or all parents just don't want their kids putting like random plants in their mouths because they could actually be toxic. So we both thought like they were useless, that they were just no good. And I actually saw a post on Facebook of someone with one, and I'm like, I have 2 of those in my yard. So I did some research, and it turns out they were very, very edible. So, and they're actually really, really good. You got it, babe?
So you have to keep them in the fridge because
They act like meat. You cannot leave them on the counter.
But this is the bigger one.
And look, it looks like feta cheese.
Yeah.
Like this is the one we cut from.
And actually, like half of it fed all of us.
Yeah,
and we have leftovers.
that's only half of what was there, and then this is the other one. So I'm gonna hold it like right next to my head. But it's like almost yeah.
There we
The
go.
puffballs, they smell so good. I love the earthy smells though. Makes me think of hunting and foraging out in the woods. We didn't even have to forage out in the woods though. That was just like in our front yard. But like we were laughing because like our parents would be like, "Don't eat that because it'll kill you," or "Don't eat this because it'll poison you." And we just thought that those were like nature's soccer balls that you just like run and kick and it would just poof, spread its spores everywhere. But we were really surprised like how good they were.
Yeah, especially since we also got tired of thinking they were ducks because they were over by the duck pen.
And we have like 1 or 2 white ducks. I'm like, how did that duck get out?
Darren said, "Mark, don't hurt yourself before the road trip." Hey, there's always a risk.
He does not need to do that. How is Prescott, Arizona, Highland homesteading? Is it nice and warm out there?
Farmer Steve said, "I think there are lots of good crop chilies. I wouldn't be eating them. They're only good for deco." Yeah, that's
I
what
read
we
that
were
as
told.
good
These
crap chilies.
That's what we were told. These were just decorative.
Yeah, he's like, you could probably eat them, but like they don't have any taste. So if you have somebody you don't really like, maybe get them to be the guinea pig for it. We don't really just hang out with people we don't
everyone I
like,
know
though.
eats puffballs fried up in butter. Yeah.
Ooh, fried up in butter. We didn't add butter to it. We need to add butter.
Yeah, we just did oil with.
Yeah, we kind of went very conservative in how we spiced it and cooked it because I'm like I wanted to taste like what it tastes like by itself with some bread.
And there was even some people that said they just throw them on the grill like a steak. So
well, then I saw another one last night. They'd actually taken thin slices and they put cheese and tomato sauce and pepperoni and they made little pizzas out of it and they put them in the oven and baked them.
A big one would definitely be.
Yeah, that would have been perfect for that, like making your own little pizzas. So I thought that was super cool. So maybe we'll try that if we find another one. But they said for those, like the bad thing is like if you're hiking and you pluck one off the ground, like it does need to be refrigerated pretty much immediately because it starts to spoil just like meat.
Yeah.
And then if you put them in your refrigerator, you need to really check for boring insects because they're so big and insulated that insects will still live inside of the mushroom even though it's in the fridge.
Next day I'm like, well, we better
we had to
carve it out to make sure like the tunnels in it didn't have anything in them. And there was actually a couple of pill bugs that were still alive kicking around. So Old Redding Farm said, "Wow, cool." Thorhaven
really
Hunter Special Fresh Earth Cover Scent.
Yes. Yeah, it smells exactly like the cover spray, like that you buy in the stores.
Cover sprays too.
Yeah, like they make the fabric softener.
And we throw them in the dryer.
Like the little sheets that you throw in with your hunting clothes. And I'm always like.
But the funny thing is, like it lasts in the dryer for a couple loads, so like your next set of clothes will.
Which is fine with us. I like that smell. Oh, you're about to get your first freeze?
We are in northern Arizona.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Man, that stinks. Because everybody thinks Arizona and they think desert. Even though if like you've got like in the high desert, it gets cold around this time of year. You're getting frosts, but we haven't gotten our freezes yet. They'll be here soon.
Bummer, Steve. I think you need to get a Carolina Reaper and eat on alive. I'd pay money to watch Mark do that.
As long as it's Mark,
I like
not
spicy,
me.
but man, I don't do the hot stuff. I don't know. It might be worth trying. I'd like to at least try it, maybe.
You want to do?
We have jungle gyms near us. I think we've mentioned before. Like have all kinds of exotic foods.
Yeah.
And they have a special section for hot sauces that have some crazy ones that the Scovilles are really high on.
Yeah.
But speaking of Carolina Reaper, my sister had bought like a
bell peppers.
Like a bag of seeds that were just standard bell peppers, like Ashley said. And apparently there was a Carolina Reaper seed in there, and she didn't realize it, and picked it and just thought it was like a shriveled bell pepper a little bit.
And ate it raw.
And man, it was hours, she said, before she finally
Well, then she said she took a drink from a glass of water and went back to it later. And she said just by putting her lips on the same glass, it burned her up all over again. It was crazy.
Her hands were burning. She said it was
felt
awful.
so bad for her.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering, Thorhaven, like if he did Highland cattle as well. High desert with my. Well, you never know. Maybe you could. Maybe they'd like the desert. I don't know.
Yeah. Darren, I'd be okay with a fresh pillow.
Yes, right?
There you go.
Darren, you are kind of people.
So a little weird fact: our dog likes to jump up on the bed and lick my pillowcase only
Just his pillow.
when Ashley goes to take a bath. So he
I
wants to
have
go
to lock
near
him
her.
out.
So he'll go in our room, but he'll sit on the bed and lick my pillowcase, which is totally gross. Especially since I have like
A bald head and can feel
yeah,
it.
so I can slimy. But also because I have like one of those with the
A buckwheat pillow.
Yeah. I'm like waiting for buckwheat to start sprouting. Like wake up one morning and just be like head surrounded in buckwheat.
It's just so awful because like I'd come out of the shower and he'd be like mid lick, like and just stop looking. I'm like, if he knew you were up there doing that.
So I have to
but
check
I've
my
been
pillow
nice though. I've been closing the door. I don't let him come in with me in the bedroom. So or if he gets up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, Jingle will just hop up and start licking his pillow like right next to me. Sometimes I'll wake up and I'll just flip the pillow for him.
Smells good too. It smells tasty apparently. So
only his pillow too. He doesn't lick mine.
Bomber C said, "Oh God, no! I love chilies, but there is no way I'd eat a Reaper straight. They can put you in the hospital."
Yeah. That's what we were telling her. I'm like, you're really lucky. Like it didn't like burn you.
Yeah. Is Reaper the hottest? I always get them. I never know because there's like ghost pepper. There's like a bunch of them up there now, but they keep coming out with new ones.
They keep coming out with like hybrids and mixes.
Yeah, I just keep making them hotter. Ready for like somebody's garden just to catch on fire.
Wow. I know Darren always loves that Nightbot. You talk to Nightbot a lot, Darren.
In my Mulberry branch hoodie. There you go.
No, you talk to Nightbot a lot.
You need to get Nightbot to put Darren in his hoodie on that little.
You know what, Darren? I might have Nightbots have messages just for you.
Yeah.
The next live, he might need to be here to see what Nightbot's gonna say.
Be sexy like Darren. Buy our hoodies. There you go.
And it'll have a link to your Facebook page with you in the Mulberry branch hoodie with your Highland Coos.
And then, take a picture with the calf.
with the hairy coos.
Nobody will be able to deny the cuteness.
Oh my gosh. You guys take amazing pictures, by the way, on your social media. It always makes me so jealous because I'm like, they're just out there snapping like these magazine-worthy pictures. I'm out here like trying to get my goat to stand still for 1 second, so I have no blurs in my camera.
We'll say we got new iPhones, and the cameras on those things keep getting better.
The cameras are a lot better, awesome. But what is this, an SE?
Something like that.
It's not even a number. Whichever one was cheapest when we upgraded.
Bomber Steve said, "I keep trying to talk to Nightbot, and he's such a snob. He
never answers you. He never answers me either. And he's in all the chats here lately that I've been in.
He can be a little arrogant, snobby. All right, why don't you talk a little bit about the agenda?
Okay, so if you guys go to the Homesteader of America website and look at the conferences that they have, I'm just going to let you guys know what's at the top of my list. I don't know if Mark shares my viewpoints, but I'm sure he's just going to go wherever I tell him to go. Right? Are you going to split up and go somewhere different?
There was a couple that sounded interesting to me. I thought about splitting off too.
So the first one is and it's actually the very first one on Friday, and it is by Daniel Salatin. So I'm guessing in relation to Joel Salatin, but it's called Breeding Out the Vet. So I feel like for us specifically, this is important because as while we're trying to better a breed and to bring out specific qualities in our dairy goats, I think Breeding Out the Vet is brilliant. Because that's like the number one complaint most people have when they're new into animals because they don't know how to look at an animal and tell if it's sick or what its normal state should be or what some of the warning signs are. And sometimes that can just be cut out of the way if we just were to breed for stronger, better animals that are parasite resistant, that are hardy, that are thrifty, things like that, have good feet, good bone structure, which honestly, when we looked at the dairy goats and the direction we're going, like there's a reason dairy goats are scored specific ways, and it's for longevity, which means they produce longer, they live longer, healthier lives if they meet these standards. And I really felt drawn to that. So that's probably the first one I'm going to go to. The second one is the Homestead Greenhouse. I want to learn more about greenhouses. I feel like that's something we should be doing here. We definitely have the room to do it. Now, will we have the motivation or the time that we can give to it? I'm hoping maybe this specific conference or meeting will help us decide what route to go and to look at different types, because it's everything from like pop-ups high tunnels.
Oh, Mama
So
Bird.
you're kind of getting everything in between when it comes to greenhousing, and I want to learn more about that. And then Eustace from
Yep.
Mountain Men, just
That's
a casual
definitely on
chat with Eustace on Friday, and that would finish up our day. And most of these conferences go for anywhere from like 1 hour to like an hour and a half. So they've got like an hour and a half break for lunch in between, which is great because there will be vendors, there will be there will be all kinds of people to talk to, that people will be meeting up there. I know there's a ton of people from our Facebook forums and from YouTube that will be there, so we're really
Yeah.
excited about that.
Yeah, Eustace is definitely a part of this. But there was one, I think it was Friday. It's a beehive
Yeah.
related one.
And it's
So I
with
might
Kaylee
branch off-
Richardson from the Homestead.
Yeah, so I might branch off for that one.
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
that way we can capture
yeah.
different
100.
knowledge too.
And Kaylee, okay, if nobody's ever been over to the Homestead and watched Kaylee's videos, go. Like the girl, honestly, like if you like roots and refuge, like to me, she is the roots and refuge of beekeeping. She is so much like Jess. She's so soulful and just has a lot of knowledge and has dedicated a lot of her time into this craft, and you can just tell. So she's got like this like earthy hippie soul, in my opinion, with like so much knowledge and so much background that it's just, I don't know, she's just really easy to listen to, and she's very understanding and open about that beekeeping is fluid, just like homesteading is fluid. Did you see any others on Friday that you were hoping to get
Darren
to?
said, "Oh my God, do you guys follow Hickory Craft Farms?" I feel like you've mentioned it before.
I have watched Hickory Croft a couple
Jump in on
times.
their lives Tuesday nights. They get to some deep thoughts about animals, breeding, and growing, etc.
Ooh, I will have to visit then.
Yep.
I will have to visit. Do you guys grow shishito peppers yet? No, but those sound wonderful. And honestly, I get really drawn into doing all kinds of different things, and I've tried not to do that
I've got
because
her over on jalapeno peppers. I haven't got her over on bell peppers. I eat them.
well, my bell peppers never grow good.
Yeah. But
so
if they're a pepper that's flavorful, we're not into like the real hot stuff. So
Yeah.
the shishito
if it's gonna burn my
peppers
face off, I'm not
are
interested.
flavorful, we'd definitely
Yeah.
be up for
I like heat with flavor.
them.
Um,
Yeah, like Darren said, I'm okay with some spice, but I still want to taste my
yeah,
food.
like
that's where
I
I'm
want to
at.
feel my mouth. I mean, I've had some things that were hot enough where I'm like, ooh, it hurt. It hurts to the point where it goes numb, and I'm like, that's too much, you know.
Mhm.
So, but with our new gardens that we're getting ready to put in, it will give us the ability to do more focus on different types.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping, like, if we do a greenhouse, like we were saying, and we're actually going to take a lot of our flower beds and probably convert them to raised garden beds for vegetables, because as much as I love my landscape and I love to go and look at beautiful flowers as much as the next person, I can't eat them. Some of them you can, and some of them have great herbal and medicinal uses, in which case I'm like, yeah, plant those all the live long day.
We've also found there's like beauty in some of the vegetable plants.
Yeah,
the
well,
flowering.
this pepper,
Yeah.
like just even
Well,
like with the
our
jalapeno
strawberries,
peppers, the strawberries,
they
the
flower
flowers,
nice.
the
jalapenos do, like you
jalapeno
said.
squash blossoms,
Mhm.
all those fruits, they have to, and vegetables have to come from a blossom. So we've really enjoyed that. The other thing I wanted to focus on too was some native planting for pollinators, because we do focus a lot on like the honeybees, but I've started to read a lot on how we're focusing on saving the wrong bee, because the honeybees are actually starting to outcompete and push out native bee species. So they're actually hurting. So I'm like, well, the more native flowers that I plant, the more I might attract native bees, and I can help the native bees as well. You can't help everything. You can't save everything. Sometimes Mother Nature just has her way of things going out of style.
Highland
Just being
Homesteading
gone.
says, I love the Serenos the best. Shishito has no heat at all.
Oh, then I might
we'd
like those. So those
yeah.
might be like good cooking peppers then, where you get like a lot of those nice those pepper tastes with none of that heat. That'd be really good. You guys could do a greenhouse, kinda a hybrid between ours and a high. Yours is so pretty, Darren. Like
Yours is
seriously, like it is so pretty.
But we watched several videos on the high tunnels, and that's definitely something we'll probably look into, especially since where we're at or where we would put it, it's got some shelter from the wind as well because of the tree
and a lot more sun than where. And I think that's going to help us too, because like we haven't really talked about it. I'll talk about it more in our video coming up about the. Also, moving the garden is kind of strategic because we get a lot more direct sun there, and because the trees that grow down there, like the mulberries and the hedge apples and the things that we like to keep, they just keep encroaching and causing more shade in our garden area. And I don't really want to take those branches back. So it's good for us to move it away where we can actually get more sunlight and probably harvest and grow a lot longer than we can where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a balancing act, that's for sure. And I think we found that a lot. Like, luckily with raised garden beds, especially, or even just in-ground gardens that don't have a lot of structure, you can move them. I think that's the beauty that I've really appreciated about that is that they're not a permanent structure. You can rip them up and move them and take them wherever they are going to perform and produce the best. So I've really, really liked that. Native bees, not bees. I'm reading ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. And Steve also said we are planning to plant native, it's like Revelias and bottle brushes to support the native honey eater birds, native bees, and local bat population.
There you go.
There you go. That's awesome. Yeah,
we love seeing the local bat population.
Like we've talked about before, we put in the little pollinator garden up in the front yard.
And it's actually done really well this year.
We've had a lot of natural stuff.
We have, and I've noticed that a lot of the natural stuff comes up in the fall, which is fantastic because a lot of the ornamentals that people plant in our area are spring to summer, and then in the fall you have a huge fall off, and that's why honeybees then go into a dearth and become aggressive and don't want to have hive inspections, and you have robbing situations that happen even with hive inspections because we found last year even just having a hive open for more than 15 minutes, I already had a bald-faced hornet scout there. Like the bees were fighting with it. I ended up like catching it in my glove and killing it, sadly. Sorry I had to kill it. But you have to be super quick in this area in the fall time when you're doing inspections because it can create a robbing situation like that. And you can ask Mark. Last week I did like a quick inspection to pull some treatments and just to kind of see where we're at and troubleshoot for winter. And like I had all 6 of them open and in and out like in less than an hour. Because it was a real quick, okay, do I see any hive beetles? I'm going to pull a couple frames of over the brood to see do we have any deformed wing syndrome going on here? Can I see is there any signs that these hives are going to have some trouble going into the winter? And if I have to do treatments, this is like right up against the time period where I either have to treat now or I risk cracking them open when it's way too cold. So, hey, Adrian, how are you?
A couple people
my little island hopper.
Emma's in here now.
Hi, Emma.
And Dee's
Hi, Dee's Homestead.
Darren said, we love having our native bumblebees, but we also love our honey. The cool thing is we find honeybees like bulk pollen, clover, where the bumblebees like our garden flowers, sunflowers, and hyacinth.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So I'm glad that you're going to go to that. I didn't bring that one up. I think that's at the same time as Eustace, though, so you may...
Interesting. Yeah, if it's during Eustace, I want to see Eustace.
You can go to Eustace, and I will go to the honeybees.
When you were reading it, though, I thought it was on the other one. I think it was the greenhouse.
Was it the greenhouse one? Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to look. We can split up if we need to.
Yeah.
Just make sure you take lots of notes. I've already got my notepad so I can write down while they're talking. But when it goes to Saturday, Saturday, the first one that I want to go to is Why the World Needs Homesteads. I understand why the world needs homesteads, but sometimes it's just really nice to sit in and have someone tell you like why the world needs you. And because this lifestyle is tough. Like, it's tough. It's not easy to make yourself get up and go milk goats or to make sure that the chickens are fed or to do a wellness check on everybody or to make sure you're staying up with maintenance. And I feel like that's where we have to really stay within our parameters of comfort. But sometimes it's nice to hear like why what you're doing as a lifestyle is a positive. Because sometimes we can just really get caught up in the negatives.
Yep.
Like last week I told him like, I don't know why we do this to ourselves. I'm like, this sucks. We wanted to go do something and it just was like, the goats were out, or we just had things where it's like, it has to get done. We cannot go do that. This has to get done.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucked. Let's catch up on comments.
Yeah, Bomber Steve said, bats are critical for local ecosystems. They are hardworking pollinators.
Yes.
We have species of trees here that pollinate by bats, not bees. Yep.
They always take care of the nasty. I won't call most insects nasty, but they eat a lot of our mosquitoes and pesky bugs here.
We've got a bat house out there.
Yeah.
I've never really looked to see if there's any in it.
I don't want to go knocking.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
It gets stuck in my hair. We'll have a repeat of that one time.
She's not island hopping yet.
Not yet, but you're getting there. I'm super excited for you, and good for you.
Sounds like a great place to visit her.
What?
Get down to the Caribbean.
Yeah, so if you ever want someone to come visit,
some friends to visit. Sounds perfect. especially in the winter up here.
Yeah.
These homesteads, I still haven't figured out what classes I'm going to. Yeah, there's a lot of.
There's so many that are
I mean,
good.
that's why we may split up and tackle
Yeah.
some to get notes from like multiple classes. But yeah, it's hard to choose. Ashley was
really
going through
is.
last night and was
Reading off, like,
weighing,
here's in
like,
this time slot
yeah.
in this day, and it was like, there are 3 that I want to go to. So but then
I
I'm
was
gonna
working on something, so I didn't get a chance to write them down.
well, I was worried
like
that
I said,
like
the
I'll
B
go to
one caught
one
my
and
eye.
then I'll miss something that like I really wanted to hear like in a different one. So it does suck sometimes, Emma, doesn't it? I'm sorry to hear about your loss of meat because your little kitties. That made me feel sad. But you're so positive. Like you made me smile so hard because you're like, at least it didn't happen like after I'd harvested all of my Cornish rock crosses, which I was like, yeah, that is good because that's like newly harvested meat. It's sad to lose any meat whatsoever, any food that you're kind of caching for your family. But I love that you brought in the positive there. I thought that was really good for people to hear because like some people just like to really be a schlep rock in their bad situations and only talk about the bad. So kudos to you, Emma.
Adrian said sometimes you get tired of it, points itself, and decide to take a break and move
and
to
that
another.
is okay. And that is 100% okay.
She loves fats.
I feel like you'll find a lot of people that become very resentful towards that lifestyle when they don't realize they need a break. So I think it's awesome and empowering that you realized you needed a break.
Talking about next Saturday, we're excited about that too.
We are super excited. I told Mark, I'm like, nothing comes up next Saturday.
So anybody that isn't aware, next Saturday we'll be joining Sweeney's Creek Farm, which is the 16th at 7 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yep, and we are super excited. So
we can't wait.
Be there, be square.
That's a square, by the way.
It's funny. We were like, what was it? I was eating a bowl of cereal and looking at the back of the cereal box like I used to do as a kid because I don't know, just my cell phone battery I think was dead. So anyway,
Facebook was down. That's what happened.
On the back of it was funny because it had like things from the 90s that have changed since.
Yeah, like what it was then and what it is now.
And it had like a bunch of the sayings like psych and I mean.
It had like all the slang terms and you had to match them with what they actually were trying to say.
And a bag of chips and
all
stuff
that in a bag of Doritos. Yeah. Whack,
what
fly.
was the one for friends like you would home slice? Yeah.
Home skillet.
Home skillet.
I definitely used that in middle school. Like, what's up, home skillet?
Yeah. Like I admit, like the 90s era had the coolest sayings like that. And that was even before we had text, like with all the LOL and all that. We still had better stuff.
Don't worry, Emma. I just had to look at it because I wanted to share tonight too. Because I'm like, I need to have something to talk about on the live if it like gets slow.
Yeah.
But we're super excited about it too.
We haven't been planning too far ahead. We actually just started looking at it last night
in bed, like while we were sitting there.
I mean, they have it mapped out clear, and really, there's not. I mean, there's choices per each session, but ultimately, you don't have too much.
And there's
variety.
A lot. Like, I mean, I found that they did a really good job. Like, in each one of those time slots, there's not a lot of overlapping information. So it's either cover crops, raising chickens, beekeeping. I mean, it's things that don't really like cross over, which I was like, that's kind of nice though, because then they don't have like two people vying for information for an audience over similar information. You know, so
that's what I mean by like variety. Like it wasn't like it was like stuff we were either really interested in or not. It made it a little easier to choose.
Yeah, it did.
But like I said, the beekeeping one, and there was one other one, and I think it was around finance because I like finance.
You didn't want to know about the legal defense for farms for.
You get all tangled up in all that stuff. Yeah. I don't know if I'm breaking the law or.
Sorry. That's like the first song that comes to my head every time. I don't know if I'm breaking the law.
Shady. I always feel like I'm singing that in my head.
Oh, but so like I wanted to do on Saturday why the world needs homesteads. The second one is cover crops, and so cover crops and Joel Salatin are both in the same time slot.
Joel Salatin, I know I'm definitely going to attend.
Well, I figured like that's one I will definitely go to, but then if it's so packed because he only has one time slot the entire time, I'm like, if it gets to the point where I'm like I'm claustrophobic and I can't take it, like I will go to cover crops. Because cover crops is something that I've been really interested in learning more about. Just because like I have found that like the regenerative cycle of homesteading where you plant plants where your other plants should go so that you enrich that soil, or you run your animals in the crop area that you want to sow in because they enrich your soil, or that it's just regenerative all the way around for any party that's involved. So
And I
cover
think
crops
our
is
new
interesting.
garden area will lean to that more too,
Yeah.
which opens that whole
Yeah, 100%.
area up on the farm. Real quick, Darren
Yeah.
said this weekend and week has sucked for extra work, pigs escaping, and having to bottle feed the baby cow.
I haven't been able to catch up. I don't know if you've had a video on it. Did she just not produce milk, or are you guys doing that just to keep them nice and friendly? I'm just curious.
Oh, Dusty Goat Homestead.
Hello, Dusty Goat Homestead. Hi, Rachel. How are you?
Let's see. Emma said, I'll be there if I can. I may be having my work team over for a bonfire.
Ooh.
Let's see. Adrian's asking, nice and excited for all who's going to HOA. You are going to see each other, and that's so nice. Yep. That's a big benefit, I think,
But
for
it is
us.
I'm not going to lie. Like, it's giving me anxiety because I'm like, I can talk however I want to screen. There's no, like, I don't have to sit there and pay extra attention to body language or.
I've talked over to people.
He does. He doesn't like talking to screen where I'm like, I can totally do this because, like, I'm not sitting here like, oh, she's closed off now because she closed her hands, or she's putting her chin up at me, and it's a sign of defiance because I like to watch weird YouTube videos on like body language.
But that is an exciting part because we don't go to a lot of the get-togethers we'd like to. What's this one?
Remind me tomorrow.
Okay.
We won't be here tomorrow.
I'm afraid I was going to click on, but there's an update that popped up. But yeah, because I mean they keep on having more and more gatherings, and we just haven't had a chance. And some of them are further away. But this one we put on the calendar a while back, so it's definitely on the docket to try to meet many people that we touch base with and get to see them in person.
Well, it's like when I see Emma, I'm going to bear hug the crap out of you, but I'm like, I hope this is okay. Like, I feel like we're buddies, but like, never like it's causing me anxiety a little bit. So if I give you like a half bear hug and kind of like don't know what to do, Emma, I'm sorry. That's just me trying to figure out the situation. But I'm like super excited to meet people. It'll be really great putting some faces to names, even though I see their face on the screen. It's different when you're in real life. I mean, I feel like we're different from when we're on camera for a specific video to lives, you know, because this is unscripted. I don't really have a plan. Even though if you've been watching the videos lately, it's very obvious I don't have a plan most times when I film because it's just like I'm trying a new all over the place style. You get a little bit of everything style. So I don't know how it's going though.
That kind of stuff. Let's see. When I have a couple beers to share, I'll just have to drink for work and tell how good they are. Yep.
There you go.
Adrian says Surge.
Yes. Are you talking about the drink from the
90s?
So,
I think so. Haas said Audi 5000, Dead Presidents.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Is Dead Presidents a band? That's what I thought. What about Audi 5000? Do you know what that is?
I've heard.
She had a much wider variety of bands. I had a couple.
Powertrain 5000. Who was Rob Zombie's brother? Power Man 5000. That's what it was. It was Rob Zombie's brother.
Yeah. In
his metal band was like Power Man 5000.
Or Wallace said, I'm hoping everyone has a great time at HOA. Hate to miss it. We'll miss you seeing you there.
I know, but it's good. It sounds like you've got a lot going on your homestead, and you guys are getting ready for your meetup in October, which is going to be super awesome. If you guys are closer, we definitely swing down there too, for sure. Sit in the back. It's not as bad. Dee's homestead, I'm probably going to have to do that. As much as like I like to think that I like to be up in a crowd, sometimes like being around people will kind of freak me out a little bit.
Yeah, I'll just drag her up front.
Yeah. She needs to sit here.
Sit close in the splash zone. Let's see, world.
Oh, hello, me and you, Acres. How are you?
Oh, hello.
Looking at the schedule and listening. Yep. There's a lot of stuff out there. It's super exciting.
They have it clearly laid out, which is nice. So we were going through it pretty quick yesterday. Like I said, there's a lot of different topics, but I think they have them set up where people of a certain type will look at and see what definitively which ones they're going to go to. For us, 100%. It was like pretty clear, like through each session. Yeah. There was only a couple overlap. We're like, we may want to break up.
Yeah.
So Adrian said, I learned this year that crops would be better in a longer season if I didn't completely grow in a bed. The season's too short. Do a fall cover crop because the stuff is still growing here until last minute.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like we get kind of the best of both worlds because we do a lot of in-ground growing. But I do love that I don't have to bend over or pick as many weeds like in a raised garden bed.
Harwala said, I'm super excited you guys joined the Harvest Moon giveaway.
I
Yep.
saw your message. I want you to think like I fronted you. It's been psychotic here. It's been crazy. But
think it
I,
was a quick
you know, I really enjoy that type of stuff because like I like seeing new faces and
Yep.
I really enjoy giving to people. Like just for like the heck of it, just to say like, hey, new faces. But it's yeah, it was fun. It was fun last year. HOA was different because you're amongst all your
New
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I think that'll be really nice, especially because like I found this now that I like work
Sisters
remotely. Like
got a hug.
what?
It just sounds
Sisters got a hug. That's right. It's gonna be a bear hug, and you were
That's what
prepared.
Adrian said. I feel like you could bear hug Emma for sure. Ashley does bear
Good. That
hugs.
makes I do bear hugs.
When
I
she
like
was
to hug.
younger and see her friends, she would actually jump up on them.
I
and
would
then,
just like the whole rap, like
Yeah.
oh yeah. I was weird. I think I feel like I was a lot more outgoing when I was younger. Was I? I don't know. I don't see myself from like an outside perspective. Just was what I was.
Darren said the video on the baby cow dropped this morning. He just didn't start latching on the mom, so we've had to feed him milk and milk mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Mm-hmm.
That is so tough.
And totally understand like the tiring aspect of bottle feeding because Ashley always when we have a bottle baby or two starts contemplating, is it worth the effort? Her working from home now helps.
It will be easier.
But when we're both going to work, because it's that routine and that regular schedule, if you're not home a lot, that becomes very
I had
tedious.
bottle babies while I was working like 30 minutes away, and I would literally come home on my lunch, bottle feed as fast as I could, and then go back.
I mean, we've just always had goats, and goats are every couple of hours.
Every couple of hours.
Darren, the
How
cow
often do you have
schedule,
to bottle
is it
feed?
similar for our goats?
It's like every 2 hours.
Yeah. So through the
for
night,
like the first week or two, it's 2 hours.
Everything. And they go downhill fast if you don't keep up on that schedule. So it is important.
Or if they get cold, because then it's like I feel like when you take them from mom too, especially probably calves, especially a hairy little calf like what you guys have, doesn't have that problem with body heat regulation like goats do. When they're young, it seems like they're super fragile. Funny you mentioned that because I was thinking earlier. I think I
hug Ashley. That seems appropriate.
Yes, it does feel appropriate, especially people you like feel close to and you've interacted with a lot. So and. I don't know, like I'm not around people anymore as much because I work remotely. So like that whole your people statement is just like, yeah. Because like everybody I talk to is in Lewiston, Maine, or there's one gal and she's in Wausau, Wisconsin. So I was talking to them about beekeeping and they were just like floored because that none of them do that. So it was it's fun. It's funny. Beekeeping is always like a really interesting topic for people that have no idea about beekeeping.
Yep.
Because one's like, do you like herd them? Like, no, you can't herd a bee. You mean can you herd them? But she was serious though.
Haas said, I film like I lecture, I listen to the point I follow my home. No plan ever. There you go.
Happy hands.
Yeah, we tried to watch that when Joe was little, and like she's like, this is dumb. And
the second time she got it.
We had to wait till her sarcasm level reached maturity.
I now wish her level would just degrade a little bit in sarcasm. We taught her too well.
Same sort of style. Adrian said she saw Power Man 5000. They were excellent.
I thought I liked them. Some people are like, "Oh, he's just riding his brother's coattail." I'm like, "No, I think he's actually pretty good."
Bunch of talking in here.
I know. Awesome. Love that you guys are talking.
Adrian said, "My raised beds worked out so well this year. So glad I built them."
They're so pretty
we're definitely,
too.
Advocates for raised garden beds after having ours, and that's one reason we're also moving to build on because the spot where they're at just wasn't good.
It's really not good.
Yeah,
and it's just a lot wetter down there, so like things that don't like to have dry feet a little bit more, just we're not thriving as much, just because it's in a low area.
And honestly, some of the trees down there too are aging pretty hard, so like we're starting to see more limbs fall, and we worry about one day coming out. Well, you guys saw the big one that fell in the go pen a couple months ago.
Still not removed.
Yeah, we're still trying to get through that one, but it's just one of those things where we can pull things away because we have a big open yard, pretty much, except around the edges. So we're going to pull more things away from some of that.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll definitely probably fence in though, and let the animals get into more of it and have more pasture though for our yard. Because honestly, we don't want to mow too. So that's part of it. cutting out the
Mowing
mowing.
sucks.
It takes a couple hours, so.
It sucks.
But yeah, raised beds definitely.
Oh, Emma, I'm excited you're joining in the giveaway. It's so much
shot my
fun.
video today, so
It is so
check
much
out
fun.
Sunny's Place
Yes.
video.
And she just
And
dropped
be
her
sure to
video
comment.
about losing
What-
all that meat.
What is the requirements? Go to the requirements.
So yeah, we're gonna have. You can't put me on the spot, Haas. I wish I could just like pull you in and be like, Haas, talk about your thing.
Totally could. So.
Yeah, so we're doing the Harvest Moon giveaway. So it's basically like a collaboration with a lot of different creators where we're saying, hey, comment on the video. It puts you into a drawing if you have a time span you want to apply. So you have to comment on our video by October 9th, which is this Saturday at midnight. If you comment on our video at 12:01 on October 10th in the morning, sorry, it's just the cutoff, you missed it. And then we'll draw that night and give away a prize, and then we will give your information to Haas so he can pull a grand prize, which will be something from each one of the creators will come to you, which means you got to butter up your UPS guy.
Yeah. So
Or
check
maybe-
out our videos, check out Sunny's Place videos, check out
Haas has a
Dusty Goat
playlist.
Homestead, I think was in
Yes.
it, right?
Yeah, Haas over at Off Kilter Homestead has
Adrian.
a playlist.
Yep.
And Adrian is in it. Yes, she's
Yep.
in it too. It's super fun.
So if you're in the chat and you're a part of it, feel free to throw out a tag or something like Adrian did. That way,
Bruce,
people can
don't
just-
comment the same on every video. YouTube will think you are a bot, and they will remove your comment, and then you won't win super swag.
That is funny.
Well, he commented on my videos like, who comments the
I
same?
love
And I'm like,
Bruce's
someone
humor.
who's
I
just
totally get along with it.
entering every single video. Bruce, why do you have to complicate things? I didn't wave with
Make
sound
it
effects.
like a puzzle. Just put one letter in each video, and then it'll make one comment too. Like, spell it out. There you go.
Stupid.
Like B's are the bomb, but you don't like B-E-E-S space on one, and then
Space on one, so you just have it.
promise.
I know, I'm a
picking
lot
any
more
of you guys,
reserved now, Sweeties Creek, right, Steve? Like, you can tell I'm a reserved person.
Flower Steve, actually, you are obviously so much more shy and reserved now, with the white eyes and all that.
It depends. You can ask him, though. Like, there are certain situations where I am, like, tight-lipped, and I'm just like, I will observe.
Oh, Ashley B's in
Hello.
here.
Congrats on the triplets!
That's my sister, and that's the one that her
Or it
doe
could be
had
Willow
triplets.
on there. Willow could be commandeering her.
Did
her
she
account.
say what like?
Okay, tell
buck to
us.
doe ratio?
Tell us. Let's tell. I'm hoping does. No buck fairy. The buck fairy didn't
Or what do you
visit.
call them, ornaments?
Triplet does. No ornaments on your goats.
Yeah.
Right? Tell us. We must know. We must know.
Yeah, drum roll.
It might be a long drum roll though. I don't know how
Rustic
far we are.
Traditions. I must miss you all, but hi.
Hi, Rustic Traditions. How are
Good
you?
to have you in here tonight. Adrian said, when I had that
Mhm.
one baby goat, I was fortunate to be able to come and have him with me. Haha, that was fun.
Yes, it
Mhm.
is, and they're so sweet. They get so sweet when they're done that way. Hello, Bree
Bree
Williams.
Williams.
How are you? Welcome to the chat. We're just talking about a little
Mhm.
bit of everything. It's
So,
normal
like-
shenanigans.
Like I'm not a hugger, so like that means something.
That makes me happy, Adrian. That's like a nice little compliment.
Okay,
Thank
Dusty
you.
Goat said, we want to be part of the giveaway, but life is so busy here.
I know.
Totally understand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Totally get that.
Yep.
Totally get
We
that.
rushed in the last second. Actually, was,
You can ask him. I went on lunch, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I've got my
Totally understand
tripod. I've got my phone because my audio on my DJI Osmo, the cord like just went, and I had to wait for Amazon to get me a new one.
I'll try my darndest to herd a bee.
She's serious. She was serious. She's like, so like, do you herd them away from the honey when it's time? I'm like, no, you have a smoker out there and you harvest
The
stuff.
traditions. Of course
was
I can herd
crazy.
bees. I have a cat herd too. There you go.
Then they asked how many. They're like,
That
so what
reminds
all
me,
do you
like,
have?
Our neighbor recently was like, it went totally over my head. Ashley had to come and like explain it to me after. He's like, I got some bees over here if you guys would like them. He's like, you guys have bees, right? I'm like, yeah, we got
Yeah.
a couple
He's
hives.
Like,
and
he's
I
like, you should come get
yeah,
them.
They're over my flowers and stuff.
He's like,
I'm
there's
okay, yeah.
hundreds.
I'm like, they're not yellow jackets or anything. He's like, no, I know what honeybees are. Like, I know how they work.
He's
And
like,
I was
there are
okay.
hundreds of them.
So we were walking back up the driveway, and Ashley like looks
And
over.
he
at
was like, we should go get those bees. I'm like, honey, there are bees pollinating his flowers, and he doesn't like it. He wants us to come get our
Yeah.
bees off of his
herd
flowers
the bees. He wants us to herd the
and
bees.
bring them home. Like, I can sit there and be like, now, girls, you know you're not supposed
I
to
know
go
how
to the
to-
neighbor's
I know how to herd
flowers. You know how to herd them?
This is for Darren. I'll put on yoga pants, and then I'll play. I could borrow my daughter's trombone and play that.
I have some yoga pants. Do you want some with like awesome patterns
No.
that are super duper tight?
No.
You got a nice booty. You might rock those
No.
yoga pants.
No.
Can we do it for
Only
video?
works for bees.
How about for a short? You guys want to see a
The
short
bees
where
one.
he herds bees with a trombone and yoga pants?
No.
We can make it happen. We can make it happen.
I'll say tonight, The Stars Revolt is one of my favorite albums ever. My dad took me and 5 friends to see Power at 5000 Kid Rock when we were 12. It was eye-opening.
That was like, my mom dropped us off at Ohio State University for our first, and it was summer sanitarium, so it was like Metallica, Linkin Park, Deftones, Limp Bizkit, and somebody else, Mudvayne. And it was interesting. Like, you can tell, like, even just then, she just like dropped me 13 and my sister 11 off, and we walked a mile to the university.
Crazy.
We got offered hallucinogens I don't know how many times, where I was like, nah, we're good, you know. I was like, why did my mom drop us off that young? But hey, we were fine, nothing bad.
Darren said our Highland baby is about 2 to 4 liters twice a day.
Okay.
I think 4 liters is about 1 gallon. He likes escaping from the field. We're putting up another electric wire tomorrow at a lower level.
Ooh.
So twice a day.
Man, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. Yeah, that is a lot of milk.
Bomber Steve's doing a 500 sub giveaway soon. Got a big
lots
box
of
of
Aussie chocolates.
Treats.
That sounds
to
good.
One Lucky channel. Lots of Aussie chocolate.
Yes.
That sounds awesome. I don't know if I've had
Guys,
Aussie
I'm
chocolate.
sorry. We are way behind on your comments. I'm super sorry.
Adrian said
You
she was
call
in the
bologna, Bruce? I call
Kid
pepperoni.
Rock at that age. I call bologna. We have 44-ish channels. Wow.
Really? That's good. That's good.
I mean, that really
That
jumped
is
up,
good.
didn't it? Also,
Yeah.
this past week, because I remember last week
It was like 20-ish, wasn't it?
2 weeks ago, was it?
Yeah.
Because last week we had to
That's
cancel
good.
because you're a dentist. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, 2 weeks ago it was I can't remember how many it was, but 44. That's awesome.
pretty good. Only 99 to go, Darren. You guys are getting there quick. That's awesome. If you guys haven't gone over to Darren's channel at Thorhaven Farm,
Get him over
seriously,
1K.
like go over and look.
So then
look
you
him
can
up.
do a giveaway.
Yeah, and it's gonna be the hairy coop.
Yeah, it's gonna be the.
It's gonna be the calf, right?
It's sirloin.
Sirloin is what you're giving away, right? I'll drive to Canada for that.
Adrian said, so instead of talking about the comment, I just told to tell people their favorite flower. And Bruce got upset because he commented the same comment. How dare you, Adrian?
Bruce, there are rules. You do seem like a rule breaker, though.
Sonny said, don't give Bruce any ideas. When I was talking about the one letter. That's like terrible on Reddit. I've noticed it.
Yeah, Reddit is really
comments.
bad. I hate when people get spammy like that. 18 days are
Rustic tradition. Is it too late to join the giveaway? I love giving away stuff. I don't
No,
think so.
do it. Just make your video. Go over to Off Kilter Homestead. He's got like a specific video for content creators. It kind of goes over everything that, like the rules, like you got to be 18 or older. It's worldwide, void where prohibited, all that good stuff. Go over there and check it out. Because like seriously, I filmed mine in like 10 or 15 minutes, maybe a little bit more, because I don't do well talking to a camera sometimes, and put it all together and posted it like the next day. It'll be good. Get a lot of new faces kind of passing through, which is nice.
Well, our Wallace, only 18 days to their homestead event.
That's
I'm
so
excited.
I cannot believe that it's that soon too. Because like I remember when you guys first came up with that. It's the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, Gulf Coast. Yeah.
Homesteaders. Yeah. Yeah, smoking them is kind of like hurting them, Adrian. That's true. You just put smoke in the areas you don't want them to go.
Just like act like you're hurting. Just walk around. Hold your hands out. Like, guide them around.
I'm just gonna run around doing that.
Me and you acres, you can do it. My goal is 4K by end of year too.
That's so awesome. That is so awesome. Your bees are eating my flowers.
He probably thought that.
He really wanted us to come.
He seemed
get
offended
the
when I
bees.
said that they're not yellow jackets. So I was like, okay, well then maybe he does.
Well, people do ask us to come remove yellow jackets, and I'm just not.
I'm allergic to
yellow
yellow jackets, so
allergic,
I'm like
it'll kill him. Oh, like sorry, can't do that. Be underground fence shotguns, like fitting them to each individual worker.
You could make it buku bucks because if they each had a shot collar, it'd be quite
that'd be a lot
large
of
amount.
investment.
Yeah,
a big investment.
If you could sell that, Haas, he'd be good.
Look, Bomber Steve over here, tell him we're irresponsible bee owners.
Bomber Steve, you need to teach us the way.
Yes.
Next Saturday, Bomber Steve.
Yes,
share
yeah,
with
you need
us
to have commands,
commands.
okay, so that we can figure this out. Because I feel like if we could train
I've
them,
heard a
that'd be
lot of
great.
voice commands when people start getting stung. What was that?
Probably not
start
nice
swinging.
voice commands.
No.
They're probably
We were
not
watching that one
family
video
friendly.
and they got like really aggressive and the guys started yelling and swinging. I can't remember what it was.
It was probably White House on the Hill. Yeah. I won't say anything bad. His bee videos kind of bother me sometimes. It is what it is. I still watch them.
Put up a fence for him. I'm tired of digging post holes.
Yeah, it's already sore, one thing at a time.
Yeah. Adrian said, I feel like rock concerts are way more safe than other concert types. I feel safer at them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, nothing happened to
The
us.
country ones are funny though, because you got a bunch of people that wear like brand new stuff. I'm like, you're singing about like
they're
being
there
in the
for
dirt.
the music. They're not there to live a
So
lifestyle.
I always wear like my dirtiest.
We do. We come like we just got done like mucking straw.
Or fixing a truck and like grease stains all over.
Couple pieces of straw.
Not to
in the
mention,
hair.
like I noticed, like people don't want to stand too close to you, so they won't crowd rush you either. So that's also a benefit.
21 Pilots. That one was the worst for crowd rushing. Oh my
cologne,
gosh.
the fresher scent, like Darren was talking about. There you go.
Remember that little girl next to us almost got like trampled at 21 Pilots? We had to like grab her and pull her up. Her dad was right. He's like, thanks. I'm like, she was going to be like taken by the crowd.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, there was so many teeny boppers at that.
It was. We had to move
They
back.
ran into the back of me.
That was one where Mark started like dancing like this. You know, I was like, oh, okay. You didn't. You made it like you were. That's how you got away with it.
Darren said, we have a small garden center down the road, and the owner said one of the customers was swatting at our bees. She said, those are our friend bees. Don't hurt them. Don't hurt the friend bees.
Those are friend bees. I knew Darren would love the thought of this guy in yoga pants. I knew that was going to get you going, Darren.
Darren always gets triggered by the yoga pants. Yoga pants.
Triggered.
Yep.
So anytime we're going to say yoga pants, we're going to say trigger warning, Darren.
Yeah, he even mentioned it in a Facebook message after.
Oh, gosh.
Darren always is good for a good laugh.
I was too, Adrian. I was too. 44 is good. I think he had more last year, but I was too, because like last year was like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean you won't have a lot of people like join in last minute, because I kind of consider ourselves like last minute entries.
Yep. Our Wallace, we're trying to reach 500 by end of year. It's been a struggle so far.
It's just kind of crazy, like the growth rates though for different channels, even like with pretty similar content or similar personalities. It just, I don't know.
I'd say don't lose heart when you stall out. Ashley's had several moments where it just like.
I've actually had several moments like within the last
1,000 was one where it just like fluctuated like right up against 1,000, and she was.
Well, like, and even after you get to 1,000, it's almost like you drop off because you're like, oh, I did it. I got to 1,000, but it's like, well, you got watch hours. You still want growth, and I've actually had a real motivational problem here, like within the last couple of months, where I'm just like, does anybody like, is this worth it? Does anybody enjoy this? And I don't know. I don't know if like the big guy upstairs heard me complaining down here, but I've had several people like come forward like in messages or just like posts saying, hey, like this helped me, or now because I've watched your videos, like we're buying our land and we're going to start small, but we want goats. And it's really warmed my heart sometimes to hear when people are like, you're the reason why I decided I wanted to start doing what you're doing. And it's great.
Yeah. Bruce said,
bye, Adrian.
I would feel weird commenting on channels I'm not subscribed to. What if I won?
Well,
winner, chicken dinner.
Well, see, like for ours, I'm like, you have 48 hours after the drawing to claim your prize. If not, then I'm going to move on to the next person.
Hello, Patty. Good to have you.
We know that we're good. The odds are last year, like my winner, I didn't know them. They didn't stick around. It was cool. Not a big deal. I just enjoyed like having the people around. Wait, maybe not. Hi, Adrian.
What?
Adrian's like, oop, gotta go. And then she's like, wait, maybe. So I was like, oh, hi.
Patty's here, like I said.
You got to get countrified.
Yes.
Yes. Hello, Patty. You need to fit in those areas. Nobody wants to stick out like a sore thumb. I get it.
Bring a bucket of slop and switch something around. Adrian said there was one beekeeper I got really upset watching. Oh man, I kept cringing. They were moving so fast.
I was like, you're gonna kill your queen.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, there are some where White House on the Hill, like I really enjoy his content, but a lot of times, like especially when it comes to beekeeping, I'm like, I can't. But I sit there and I watch it the whole time, but I'm like, I can't. I don't understand why you're doing this. Like,
Yeah.
why are you doing that? But it's everybody does it their own way, and I just, hey, this is content creation. I'm still watching it, even though I don't agree with the method. I still watch it.
Adrian said I lost a lot of motivation. It sucks to see watch hours go down after you worked hard.
Mine have been doing like a hard, like
Or
up
Wallace
and down
said
right now with that.
motivation is key. Rest
Yeah.
of tradition said I need motivation and fun ideas for videos. Yeah, Ashley gets those creative blocks sometimes too.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's weird because like when I start, because like I've actually started writing down, like I've got my video ideas like written down like on this, and the moment I write ideas, crap starts happening out there like crazy. Where I'm like, oh, I need to get my camera, or there things just start to happen, and then like these videos that are pretty much evergreen, which actually bring in my views and keep people coming back and turn me into the crazy goat lady that I am. They don't happen. So I got to try to stick with like the vlog in the moment spontaneous crap that happens around the homestead, and the I want to help you understand why we do things the way that we do so that you can have healthy and happy animals like I think I have.
they seem happy.
I think they're happy and they're fat and sassy.
Yeah. Farmer Steve said, we love your channel. You need to keep doing what you're doing, guys. You are genuine. You keep it real. And you don't do videos for video's sake. We enjoy being part of your journey.
Oh,
Special comment.
don't do that, Steve.
I don't know if it still beats the bulging biceps mark, though.
You've got some really good compliments. Bulging biceps.
I know.
Darren wants to see you in yoga pants.
Yeah.
See, Bruce.
That's all the motivation I need.
Is that all the motivation?
Bruce is spinning.
Bruce agrees.
I hear, look at that. The one in DC or the
no. Now we keep that away.
But
yes.
Yeah, Ashley always
Jake is a stand-up
concerned
dude.
about his
like he's so
hive
nice,
inspection.
but like when
I
he
will not lie,
dropped the
though.
swarm box out of the tree around his pregnant wife, I'm like, why do you have her there? Get her out of there. Like I couldn't take it.
Like they were so violent. Like I don't think I guess camera was
It's yellow
covered.
hive. And then yesterday's video was kind of like a bait and switch because he's like, I had to destroy it. And I'm like, actually, you split it.
Mm-hmm.
You gave them new queens. Hopefully they don't ball these queens like you let that hive do because you only put her in there for like a day and then released her and then
I
balled
think
her
a
and
lot of
killed
people
her.
are concerned because like his comments are pretty like back and forth. Like
it's either people that have zero knowledge about what's happening and they're like, we love this.
Like I've tried to read through the comments and it's just hard to understand.
Well, there's no balance.
Yeah, there's
because
no clear
it is
direction.
it's black and white. Like either people know what they're talking about, like you are asking for a horrific accident with this hive,
Mm-hmm.
and there are other people like keep doing what you're doing. This is so cool to watch us with bees. I'm like, but it's all wrong. Don't take your notes from this guy. But he's doing something right.
No,
he's doing something right. I watch all his videos.
These Homestead said you'll get a lot of motivation at HOA.
I really hope so.
I mean, we're super psyched. Like Ashley went through the schedule and the talks that we're going to plan to go to, and the people involved.
We're super excited about it. Super excited.
Get a lot out of it. So
actually, I'll pull back to that because I don't want to bash someone else's content because like obviously they're doing something right, and I watch all of their videos and I do appreciate what they do.
Who's that?
So who's that I bashed? Jake at White House on the Hill. Well, it's just the beekeeping ones. Everything else I love. It's the beekeeping ones that bother me. I still watch them because I'm like, let's see how he screws it up this time.
I can send viewership.
Says the 2-year beekeeper, so I can't really say anything. But for Saturday, the next thing that we want to do, we did cover crops and Joel Salatin, but that's how to get involved in a farmer's market. We actually have like a lot of people that are in here sometimes that do things with their farmers markets.
And it's several around us.
We do have several around it. And the person who's holding this is Patty Alderman from Alderman Farms. And we did an interview with them. And they were just like
Tim, right?
Yeah, Tom. It's Tom. It's Tom. That are just the sweetest freaking people. Like they're just so sweet. And I really appreciate talking to them. I really want to go and hear what she has to say because they're just so down to earth. And I really wanted to get involved in farmers markets around here because I want to link in with my community and I want to feel like I'm a part of the community, like I'm helping. And because even though we live in a primarily like agricultural rural area, there are still a lot of people that don't do anything to be self-sufficient, like at all. So I would really like to connect with people like in that way, to feel connection with my community through the things that we grow here.
Yeah.
I don't know how to start that either.
Haas said motivation is a live issue for me. I hit my goal of monetization and dropped off. Sure, I can make a higher goal, or I could focus on something else. I wish I could control it.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. And it's hard too, because there are a lot of things in our lives that pull us away from YouTube. Are you with me? Angie, it's tough sometimes. And your guys' journey has been so interesting to me to watch. I'm a terrible lurker. I will give you all the watch hours in the world, but I really am hard pressed to leave comments. I like the lurking. I'm like, don't know that I was here.
Wallace says we're just in the learning phase too, but we're getting there. Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's always good to be
it is. And like, I think it's kind of fun too, to always, I think, to keep things in perspective.
Oh God, Mark in yoga pants. I need brain bleach.
No,
that's
it would be
proper
nice.
reaction I was
He has a nice booty. Farmer Steve, we'll change your mind. Are you sure you want us to come on your channel to interview?
Ayo, sounds like someone has watched rejected cartoons. Oh man, you guys are killing us.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's crazy. But I think to keep in perspective though, to kind of switch back to what we were talking to, make sure you go back and watch some of your first videos. Like if you ever feel like you have not made an inch of progression, like that you've not done any, that you're no better than when you started, watch some of your first videos. Because some of them I'm just like, oh my gosh, like what? Why did I think that was interesting? You know, like, or why did I put that out there?
Yeah.
And I look at it now, and I'm hoping like if I stick with this, we're quickly approaching our 2-year anniversary with posting on YouTube. And I'm hoping like in another 2 years, I'm still doing it. And I can look back at these videos and be like, oh man, we've come such a long way. Yeah. Editing, comfort in front of the videos, motivation, and just making a connection with our general audience.
Orwell said there are good and no custom traditions. I really hate when creators do the bait and switch.
Yeah.
Or clickbait times.
I understood where he came from with that one.
Time against
that. But you know what? I cannot ever say anything bad about clickbait because I click it all the time. It did exactly, and I stuck around to see like what was the video about. It's at the end of the video when you're like, oh, that was not what I thought it was going to be.
When you're trying to get into a video that you're trying to learn something from.
Yes,
like
don't
if I'm like working on something,
stuff.
I'm like, oh, hey, this guy will have like a tip or something. You get into it.
Don't clickbait on things like that are actual supposed to be educational. Like his is not educational, but it bothered me a lot.
Me and you said I still wish I could go to HFA.
I wish you could too, but you're in the great wide north too with Darren. If we ever go see Darren, we're going to come up and see you too.
We need to like find a gathering out west so we can see some of the people out west.
Yes, yeah, because I would love to see Patty.
It's always fun to take a vacation.
And Adrian, she was still going to be out there.
We actually don't have a lot of experience going out west. We haven't been out too often.
I've been to San Diego. I've been to California a couple of times. That's about it though.
But we really didn't like branch out from there. Like we haven't.
No, it was for like conferences and stuff. It's never been really to go to sightsee and enjoy the actual area, which would be nice. Maybe when I'm not bogged down with 30-some goats.
Arwell said, I think each channel has a particular audience, even in the same category. So each are, I guess. Yeah, definitely agree.
Yeah, I would have to agree. You're right, 100%. I think it's not fair when we compare ourselves, especially like growth-wise. And I'm as guilty of it as anybody else when I see someone that has come onto the scene. It's just like all of a sudden explosive. Like they've just grown and grown and grown. And it's easy to go to a video and be like, what the heck? Like, I don't get this. But it's not for you to get. That's their journey. And people connect to people in different ways. And the people that connect with you in that moment.
Yeah.
Whereas if they'd watched you 2 years ago, they might not have connected with you. And I have to continuously remind myself of that like we're creating moments for people to connect with us and to be a part of our lives. And I think it's important to also let them know, like, hey, you're a part of our farm. Like I've started leaving comments like with people that are new, like welcome to the family, because I want them to feel like they're a part of my farm. That's the only reason why I share what we share is to let people have a connection to a lifestyle that they might not be able to enjoy themselves.
A lot of love for the Aldermans. They are
awesome, aren't they? Like they're so cool.
They're definitely motivators too for content. If
Yeah.
you watch their stuff,
Yeah.
they definitely motivate you.
I love watching their stuff.
Mhm.
100%. Oh, Beehive Homestead, you're going to.
Yay.
Yay! I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm super excited.
Yep. Okay, yoga pants I can probably handle. No mankini. I'm afraid to even
A
try to
banana
figure
sling?
out.
You don't want to see Mark in a banana
No,
sling?
nobody.
Okay.
I don't even want to see myself in that. Me and you, Acres. I am the same, Mama. I'll leave channels I'll watch and listen to stay up to date.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially when you got stuff to do around the farm. It's
Well, 99% of the time I'm on YouTube, like listening to videos, I'm working. And I've just got it playing, and like I'll stop and be like,
there's Adrian. Audrey.
hello, Audra.
I almost said Adrian. Audra.
How are you, Audra?
It's a late night for me.
And you say you don't have booty. See, he can be my video idea.
Our Wallace says yes, exactly.
We could do
Gross.
him doing homestead chores in yoga pants.
He has a nice booty. Okay, then. As long as his yoga pants aren't those Instagram yoga
Yes.
leggings that are nothing but booty.
Nothing but booty.
Yeah. You'll lose subscribers, I guarantee it.
Or I'll gain different ones.
No.
Through you.
Definitely not.
Pimp out my
Emma's
husband
back,
for your
laundry's done and folded
subscribers.
and ready to be packed. Emma, you're
Yay!
making us jealous because we actually have not finished our packing.
I started. And I did all the laundry today for that reason. Isn't that not hilarious when you get ready to take a trip where you're just
I
like,
just grab it and throw it in.
I'm not even picky like when I'm here, like what I
I
wear.
did do
But
the
like when we
washer
go
last week.
somewhere, I'm like, I gotta wash all the clothes because I have to have a selection, and I don't wear half of them when we go. I wear the same old stuff
It's
I wear
weird,
all
like,
the time.
I'd like to say like this one we're waiting the last second, but sometimes like we'll plan days ahead and start packing days ahead. It's just
Yeah.
weird, like different
Well,
times,
for like
different trips.
probably our next trip, we'll
Yeah.
probably start packing days ahead.
I'll say this week has gone by fast though.
It's been crazy. And work's been psychotic. It's like it knows, like when
Well,
you
we're
go to
both
short
in training, so like when you're, everybody knows like
Yeah.
work training, it just feels like you're catching up and trying to stay focused. So
Hello, MB
Just
Heritage
like this.
Farms. Welcome. It's good to see you around.
Rustic Tradition said if I click it and it isn't what the title says, then I probably won't watch any more of the videos. I just don't have the patience.
Yeah. And you do have like repeat offenders where you
Yeah.
kind of know, like, but it works.
Yeah.
And I can understand why people kind of follow that drumbeat, because like when you see like, oh, they've got all these subscribers, this might have been how they got there. But I'm kind of with you. Like if I go 2 of your videos and they're not what they say they were, I probably just wait until.
Our Wallace said, yes, connecting with your audience is so important. I feel like I connected to you guys. I have learned so much from you, Ashley, about goats. I look forward to videos every week.
Oh,
Aw,
thanks.
there's your motivation.
I know. I've got a series of goat stuff worked up. I just have to
We have
execute.
some friends actually recently that we were at a tractor festival and they came up and they're like, oh, we love watching that.
Yeah, and it was someone where
and
I
it
was
made
like,
Ashley's night for sure.
it did well because like this lady, like she will almost never say boo to a goose, especially to me. Like even like as growing up, like she just never talked to me a lot and like made it a point to pull me aside. And she's like, I watch everything and I love it. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm like,
Yeah, Ashley is all-
okay.
Yeah.
But
That's
like
true.
we need moments
People-
where you need lifted, And there's
Yeah.
sometimes where it's like, I don't care what people say. I enjoy doing this. And there are other times where you're just like, God, does anybody care?
Yeah. Emma, I agree, Ashley. I struggle with comparison. I have been fighting those thoughts right now.
It's dumb, isn't it though?
Mhm.
Because then like you catch yourself doing it. You're like, you shouldn't do it, but it's hard. It's especially like with the way our society is, and especially right now how divisive everything is. It really does make you want to roll up next to someone and compare, and just say, where are you at? Where am I at? And where are we different? And how did you get there? And it just is another way to tear ourselves down. And Lord knows there's enough things out there ready to tear you down. You don't need to tear yourself down. And you can ask him, like, I am the worst for that. Like, I can't take compliments. Mark said that I'm like that one meme, like with the kid where they're like,
Yeah.
because he'll be like,
Somebody
you're
give you a
beautiful. And I'm like, thanks. Like I don't know how to take a compliment.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's crazy.
Beehive said, we'll make sure to try and find you guys as well. Going to be a lot of people there.
Yes.
And we all follow.
Okay, anybody that's going, who's filming? Are you guys going to film? I told myself I was not going to film at HOA, but I would like to kind of include it in like a vlog where it's kind of like I do updates. I want to say do weekly updates, but right now all I've been doing is vlog style stuff. So I kind of want to give pieces of it to you guys that didn't get to go. But who's filming? Who's dedicated? Who's going to be filming like the entire time? I won't film the entire time, but I'm really tempted to kind of bring my gear just in case I decide to.
Yep, definitely. Darren said, just make sure you aren't late to me and you Acres Place if they're cooking you lasagna.
Story time?
Yeah. Otter said, they have cleaning channels where the girls wear skimpy clothing to clean your house. Yeah, there's some homesteader ones too like that.
I get really weirded out when YouTube suggests things to me where I'm like, I don't watch anything like that.
What are you watching?
Yeah, I'm like, why is it suggesting
it just came on
this?
after, yeah. Like there's a couple of them that are embedded in like the Homesteader group, like algorithms that will just come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
I just don't feel like wearing less clothing while you're trying to work out on a farm is a very safe concept.
My goats bite, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like they will come up and just
goats bite, pokes.
I got peed on. I got peed on this week. My bucks are in full rut, and I was standing 3 feet back from the fence because I knew, and he still got me. So I'm like, I had clothing to protect my skin from that. Like,
not to mention, like our place has like a lot of wild plants too. Like
nettles,
nobody wants to see,
nettles,
like
poison
a rash
ivy,
up your backside. That does not sound fun.
I did it for the channel. You know? It was totally worth it.
This was for our channel.
The sacrifices we make.
Peony Acre, you're overdue. You overdo a lasagna once, you're considered a bad cook for life.
Oh, Darren, do not be mean to Angie. It happens. Yep. It happens.
Lasagna's pretty hard to cook. We actually don't.
I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm not a good person. I don't like.
There's like specific foods I love that she just does not.
It's just because I wasn't raised with them. I bet if I started making them, I would like them. But it's all good.
Mm-hmm. Summer C said we now have the next 5 Saturday Night Lives booked in. Saturday Night Lives make me think of SNL like that.
This will be better than that.
It will be better than this. Where to begin? Homestead, Mulberry Branch Homestead. Hey, the Beehive Homestead, Diane and Samson, and Black's Tropical Homestead. We are so
Ooh,
that sounds like awesome.
That sounds like you've got a good lineup.
Yeah, we're super psyched. And
we are excited.
Be sure to check them out each Saturday night.
Yes. So 100%. I'm super excited.
God, that dog is snoring.
I know. I don't know if you guys can you guys hear the dog underneath of us just like gasping for no reason at all.
Also, if everyone has a great time at HO, be safe and enjoy. I'm looking forward to the videos. You guys have a great night. I'm gonna jump off at my parents, and it's their 70th birthday.
Well, tell them we said happy birthday. And thanks for jumping on, Rachel. We appreciate it.
That was awesome. These Homesteads said, I'll probably film a little. I just went to the Paul Bunyan show last weekend and still kicking myself for not filming.
Really?
Paul Bunyan.
Do you know what this guy likes to watch? This guy likes to watch people like walk around in New York just doing lives, just like showing off like things. Well, you get to people watch while you're at it. So, and that's like, it is a professional sport for him. So like he likes to watch lives like that, which I was like, I understand though, because like, especially like after COVID and quarantine, people want to get out.
My attention, like cop chasers, city.
Well, there is a rodeo in Jackson Hole. Where is that?
Yeah, Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
And we would watch it. It's live, and we would get to watch the rodeos live, and it happened like Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
The whole town,
like, all summer long.
The whole town has cameras all over.
All over.
And stuff at the rodeo specifically. Like Friday and Wednesday night,
and Saturday sometimes.
Saturday
they would,
too.
When they were trying to
later
get
in the year, I think it was all 3. But they would have the rodeo, and you could actually watch it live.
Yeah, cool. We missed it now because the rodeos are done.
So, but they're cool to watch. Made me feel like I was at the rodeo. And the commentator's hilarious. Patty said, "Tacky YouTube channels of why? Yeah,
no, but it works for some, you know."
Mm-hmm. Me and you said, I saw this saying on TikTok the other day and I love it. It's, I don't chase, I attract. What is meant for me will find a way. I kept trying to chase it. It was exhausting. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Totally agree.
Goodness, how many people waste their life with like
I
chasing?
really need to go back. Gonna be a long day tomorrow.
I know. I
Yep,
feel
the
so
drive.
bad.
What's the drive
Hey,
for you
yeah.
guys?
Yeah. How long is that total for you? For us, it's like 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm dreading that, so I can only imagine what tomorrow night's gonna be
Not
like for
counting
you.
stops.
I can't wait to meet up with you tomorrow night, though, Emma. I'm super excited.
Yep.
You have to text me when you're in so we can go to Spelunkers.
Thorhaven said, or Darren, how do you homestead in skimpy clothing without the bugs, thorns, scratchy plants,
Right?
so bees? Oh yeah, because of the paycheck.
Yeah, but then like I won't get into it because I'm just like, man, you're like pimping out your wife, dude. Like, there's. Oh, but I guess if he's cool with it, it's cool.
I mean, I get all kinds of cuts and bruises with clothes on. So
could you imagine?
Yeah, it's like right now I have like this huge spider bite on my neck. I don't know where it came from. And I have one
And
on
then
my
he had
back
one like
arm.
it looked like he'd gotten a tramp stamp from a spider.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna summon all the spiders at some point.
They saw you bringing those hedge apples. That's
Yeah.
why they're
Yeah.
like SOB,
Yeah, we
trying
had
to keep
that-
us out of your house.
Our trees start providing hedge apples, and I start putting them in the garage. So
They're rebelling because they know you don't want them in.
The problem is
your
I didn't put them in my bedroom, so now they went from the garage to the bedroom. Because I woke up with the spider bites.
Yeah.
Probably ate it. You ever heard that? Or you?
Oh, stop
eat
it!
so many spiders?
Yeah, because
Ashley
you
hates
sleep with
spiders.
your mouth open, and because I snore, I've probably eaten a lot. But hey, maybe like the force of air out will keep them from. The sound might scare them away.
Maybe. Tell yourself that.
Will.
Andy Baker said, "My kids try and pull my pants down, and wheels try to pee on Mike." Yeah, that is the
I
truth.
pull my sweatpants down all the time if I'm out there. I have to like tighten them.
Yeah, Ashley's always yelling at him.
Angie, that made my because I'm down
You're
there
not
like,
alone.
you guys are trying to undress me.
And the hair, like your hair, they'll go after. They'll try to hold my
Yeah,
beard.
especially like if it's up, then they will grab it where it's not in the ponytail, and if it's down, they just rip it out by chunks. So I have to be really careful.
Audra watches the rodeo too. I love watching her. Or I don't know if it's that one, I
Yes.
guess, but she watches. I love watching
Yeah,
the rodeo.
we like it.
Except for calf roping, makes me sad.
Yeah, calf roping is rough. I like watching the barrel races, but not when they're like what sea starring them, like just like kicking the crap out of them. I like watching when they're actually talented and their horse knows what to do.
Adrian's like, "You're still alive."
I know.
Driving along, I don't know if I could.
Yeah, I don't like being in the car for more than 2 hours, so
Yeah.
tomorrow will be a challenge for me.
Well, she's brings some stuff to keep her entertained.
Yeah,
I
I'll
do
do
the
editing.
driving, so
I will do a lot of editing tomorrow.
I pretty much do all the driving, so I just.
I will try to give you breaks.
Mm-hmm.
I can drive for like 2 hours, then I gotta
Game
then I
Boy.
gotta stop.
I like playing old Game Boy. Old school, speaking of 90s.
Mhm.
Emma said, "I'm gonna try and roll in at 7 p.m. local time."
Sounds good.
Spelunkers.
Yay! Just text me, or I'll text you and be like, "Are you here yet? Are you here?"
We should be if we leave like
9ish.
yeah, we should be getting there a little bit before then. So
Yeah, and the only reason we're leaving
Should be
9ish is
good.
because we're dropping Joe off at school. I do need to check my emails just to make sure like everything is okay, and I need to feed and water everyone so that nobody has to do anything at my house tomorrow. I don't want to stress my mom out. I don't want to stress Joe out for her first time like feeding, so by herself. So. Film it for us, Great White North.
that can't be there.
Yes. Okay, Angie, sold. It's gonna happen.
Yep.
Had to
Emma
check
said
the
it's a
talk.
14.5-hour drive for me. Plan to hang the road at 3:30 a.m. Ooh, man.
Oof. Goodness, lady.
Yeah.
Go to bed. We will see you tomorrow night. Go to
I'm like
bed.
thinking, I'm like, man, it's 7 p.m. It's gonna be.
Lord have mercy, lady.
That's
Yeah, go to
brutal.
bed. Go
Yeah.
to bed, lady. Do it. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bruce, you had to
What-
abandon us for the talk? Are you serious?
What does hedge apples do? Supposedly
They supposedly repel
Repel
spiders
spiders,
and
yeah.
bugs from your house.
so.
They're not just deadly
I've
weapons
never
falling
really
from
looked
trees
up
over the
for sure
roadways.
how it works, but it's something I've always heard.
But like
growing
you'll
up.
see them a lot too, like at farmers markets. Even if it doesn't really work, they're cute because they're green and they look like
little brains.
little brains in your house. Easy way to make a couple bucks too. People like them for
And that
decoration.
said they'll be filming for sure. Not sure what angle I'm taking yet, but hope to have that figured out by then.
It's just gonna be random. It's just gonna be me and you, Emma.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a slow motion to the bear hug.
Audra said my favorite is bull riding. I can watch that all day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Haas
Just
just
chug
shared
a
fifth and wake up. Easy peasy. Haas is always out.
It could
Figured
happen.
out.
You never know.
Oh, Emma's
Oh, I thought Matt was going to come with you. Boo,
driving.
Emma.
That's a long drive.
It is a
You'll
long
need to
drive.
check in on her.
I
throughout
will.
the day,
I will
make sure
text you
she's all
throughout the day. Make sure you're okay.
Adrian said I had a friend that was doing the rodeo this year, and he was doing a milking one, I think.
What?
And he got headbutted by a upset cow, broke his nose, split his lips, and just about knocked him out.
What, was he trying to milk like a wild cow? Like, that
sounds insane.
Crazy. A tame goat, you're still
Yeah.
like gambling with a
Beehive's going to be
concussion.
filming as well.
Wow.
So it sounds like everybody.
Okay, I don't like to do it in public, and by do it, vlog. I don't like to vlog in public. I'll
Patty
be very
said,
specific.
"Dang, Adrian, that's worse than drunk riding."
I know.
It does sound
Have you seen it where they've got like a wild horse and it's a team and they're trying to saddle and get someone on it? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't like to vlog in public a lot. I get real antsy, so I don't know how like in front of my camera I will be.
Have a good night, Darren.
Bye,
Okay, no.
Darren.
God, my throat's
So I'm not sure like what angle I'm taking either. It could be very random.
Yeah.
And very like in the corner, like I am an HOA.
Yeah, for sure. Audra says she needs to try that. The spiders are trying to take my house as their own.
Yeah.
They've been bad this
Yeah, they've
year.
been really bad.
So sounds like a lot of people are closing up.
Milking on the run or something. What? Like a cow's running from you and you're trying to milk it?
Sounds very dangerous. Even a wild goat is hard to milk. Like when they start kicking and hee-hawing back and forth, then half the time falling off the
Some of them
milk
will wind
stand.
up and kick. Like
Yeah.
they will like look at you from the headstand and wind up and kick at you.
And then they
That's what
fall
hobbles
off the
are
milk
for.
stand about
Yeah.
to choke themselves.
Yeah,
It
and they
just-
start screaming and you're like, serve you right.
Yeah.
Pull them back up on the milk stand, hobble them.
Bummer seat. Okay, I have to run some pies for my son for lunch. Got some room inspections. Great to see you guys. Love to everyone in here. Take care and take.
We'll see you later.
Yeah, we probably should wind
We
up
should go
too.
to bed
'Cause we still
too.
got to pack. So
I'm halfway packed.
yeah.
I have shirts out. So
All right. Well, it was great
it
talking
was
to
really
everyone.
good talking to
tonight.
everyone
Yep.
tonight. We enjoyed having you guys here. Remember our
Sunday night.
Sunday night, we're having our Harvest Moon giveaway. So if you haven't seen that video, go to that video on our channel, comment, because I'd love to give away some free stuff to anybody that wants it or that wins. And we'll be doing our drawing at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Sunday. And then we'll be live again on Wednesday, and then we'll be live again next Saturday. You're going to get a lot of us this week.
Yep.
But thanks so much for being here, guys. I can't wait to see some of you guys out at HOA.
Yep.
But we will see you later.
And if you haven't yet, follow Ashley's Facebook
Yeah.
farm page. That
Yeah.
way you can communicate
Yeah.
with her on Messenger. If you
Yeah.
ever
If
want
you ever want to get a hold of
stay in
me or
touch.
anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
She stays
I
pretty constant on
stay
that.
pretty constant on Facebook.
So feel free to reach out. We'll be there.
Yep.
And look forward to seeing everybody.
All right.
Have a great
Bye,
night,
guys.
everyone.
Have a good night.